Hello Model A'ers and welcome back to another video. In today's video we have my friend Zoe and she is going to learn how to drive my 1930 Ford Model A. So I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to have her do before we take off is always check the oil and check the antifreeze before going on any kind of drive. So Zoe, I'm going to have you open up the hood by lifting up the two latches and just fold it over. Now I'm going to have you pull the oil dipstick, which is right there. And this was just running, so what you see is probably not going to be as that. Turn it over. It's kind of hard to tell because I just was driving this, but I know this is full. I checked it this morning. But it's always a good idea to check your oil level because that's something that you want to keep up at all times. So you can put that back in there. Stops. All right. And now we're going to check the antifreeze. So you're going to open that and just make sure that you can see fluid in there. Yep, we have plenty of coolant. All right, you're ready to drive.
Yay!
All right, so the first thing that we need to do is start the Model A. So you're going to make sure the car is in neutral. Okay, we're good. Now the left lever on the steering column, that's your ignition, so push that as far up as it'll go. Good. And then your other lever, you just leave that alone. You're going to turn on your key. You just turn it to the right and it pops out. You're going to make sure the gas valve is on under there. And then you're going to, so right there's the starter button right up there. And you're going to hold it down and let it go almost immediately because it'll start right up. So you're going to do that now. Good. Now rev the engine with the gas pedal. Good. Now you can see that the generator's charging. All right. You've successfully started the Model A, aka the secret handshake. And now we'll get into the driving portion. I found it easier, thanks to Paul Shin's recommendation, to learn how to drive without your shoes on. Now you can try it with the shoes on first just to see how it is, and if you want to take them off to better feel it, whatever you want to do. But the first thing we're going to do is you're going to put the car into first gear by pushing the clutch all the way down. And then I told you where the positions are, left and back. Okay, you're in first gear. Now, it's just like a regular manual car. As you lift off the clutch, you're gonna slowly add some gas. And this transmission is not synchronized. So when we're changing gears, which we're not gonna get to yet, you're gonna have to double clutch. Okay, are you ready to take off?
No.
Yeah, okay, let's go. So slowly lift off the clutch, and I'm gonna say, we talked about how the clutch has like that bite point where it engages. This is very close to the top. So you really don't need to add gas until you get to the top, but you have to get that feel for that for yourself. So let's begin. All right, you did it.
Oh my God.
Now we're just gonna stop here, clutch in all the way, brake, and then we're gonna keep doing that. You did great. I told you it was a lot easier than the Ranger.
Oh my God, that's so much easier than the Ranger.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right, now do that again. Okay, let's take off. Yep, good. A little too fast on the clutch, but you did good. And now just keep stopping every And I'll point out that we are in a neighborhood, so we're not putting her on the road yet.
Okay.
And do it again. And you can add a little bit more gas towards the end of the clutch. Like more gas to right there.
Okay.
Okay? Good. You can kind of tell we're on a bit of an incline. And to prevent rolling back, we will, I'm going to show her a little trick. So, like I said earlier, this lever on here, that controls your gas pedal. So, unlike in a modern car where you kind of have to jump over to the gas to kind of get you, prevent you from rolling back, in the Model A, you can keep your foot on the brake, you can keep your foot on the clutch and use this to add gas. So you don't roll back at all until you start to feel the car pull, and then you release the brake. So let's try it.
Okay.
So remember, start releasing the clutch.
With my foot on the brake?
Yep, because you're not going to roll back with
Okay.
on a brake. And then once you get to the top of the clutch, you'll start to feel the car pull, and that's when you'll release the brake.
And add the gas?
Yep, you can add the gas.
Down?
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Keep going until, okay, let go of the brake. Let go of the brake, and now, oh, it's stalled. That's okay. Yeah, you're in neutral, just press the starter button. Good, rev it. Good. All right, I think she's mastered the getting started part of it. So now we're gonna mix it up a little bit, and we're going to do some gear changes. So we're gonna go from first into second, and you're going to have to either double clutch or go slow. Now I found that when I was first learning that it's easier to get the timing down if you double clutch to when you're shifting. So we're gonna practice what that is. So pretend this is in first gear. So, and you're getting to the speed that you want to change to second. So you're going to push the clutch in, and then you're going to move the clutch into neutral. So pretend it's in first gear. Now you just pushed it into neutral. So you're going to lift your foot off the clutch now. And then once it's back into neutral, you're going to push it back down, and then right and forward into second, and then let off. And that's how you do it. Okay?
Sure.
Ready? Okay, let's go. So push the clutch in, put it into first gear. And do just what we said. You'll hear when the engine starts to get loud around 10-15 miles per hour is when you'll want to shift to second. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, good. Okay, clutch in, put it in neutral. Neutral, good. Now clutch out. Now clutch back in, push it into second. Good, now let out. You're a little bit fast, that's why you heard that grinding noise, but you did pretty good. So now we're gonna do that again. Now you can either double clutch or you can just wait a little bit longer to shift into it, but it's up to you.
Okay. Is the brake off?
Yes, it's off. Perfect. That was really good.
Yay!
No grind at all. The only grind I heard is when you pushed it into neutral. So you have to kind of be careful not to push it too far. It'll hit another gear,
Okay.
which is what that sound was. But you did really good. All right, now we're in second, so straight back from second is third. Clutch in. Oh, that was a little too fast, but you made it in.
I guess I don't really need the gas, do I?
No, it'll just roll down. She's doing well. First time driving a non-synchronized manual transmission in a 1930, a car that's almost 100 years old. Maybe we'll even get into downshifting. That's the hardest part.
No.
Alright, so now that you kind of gotten comfortable with going through some of the gears, we're going to do downshifting, which is the hardest part. So to downshift, you have to double clutch, but you have to do a little bit different. So I'm going to get up to third first, and then I'm going to show you how to downshift. Okay, we're in third. It's kind of a little bit too slow for third, so what we're going to do is we're going to push the clutch in, neutral. Rev, clutch, put it into second. Alright, I'll show you again. Again, too slow, way too slow for third. Push it in, clutch, rev, put it into second. Now I'm going to do it at a little bit slower pace. So put it into third. See how this is way too slow for third. So what we're going to do is you're going to push the clutch in, neutral, rev, clutch, push it into second.
Car.
All right, now it's your turn, Zoe. Perfect brakes. Okay, you ready?
No.
All right, so take the brake off first.
This.
Yeah. You kind of pull it back, press the button, and push it forward. Good. So you're gonna get up to third, and then once you're in third, you're gonna do what we said with the double clutching. All right, here we go. Too fast on third. Now I don't want you to double clutch until we get up that hill. So just stay in third for all through here because we're going downhill, so the double clutch will be harder. Okay. So once you get like on the hill, basically, I want you to do that. Like right here. So start to slow down a little bit. Okay. And now do it. Clutch in, neutral. Rev, clutch,
third?
Yep.
Okay. Now it's too slow, so what, clutch?
You can slow down a little bit more. Okay, that's good. Now clutch in and put it in neutral. Neutral. Now take your foot off the clutch. Now rev the engine. Clutch again. Put it in second. Perfect. Now you want to do that a little bit faster.
Okay.
So it's clutch in, put it in neutral. Clutch out, rev, second. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna head home and take a lunch break. So she's heading out onto the main road. Yep, just keep the momentum. Good.
Clutch, brake?
Nope, just brakes.
Okay.
All right, we just got back from Zoe's lesson. She did a great job. She had a great teacher. How'd you like it? Was it what you expected?
It was what I expected, but way more fun.
Good. Now, I encourage you, if you have anyone in your area that is younger or doesn't matter the age, just would like to get into a Model A and learn how to drive it, I'd encourage you to let them do that, to teach them how, because if we don't teach people how to do it, the hobby will die off. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week.